now. Awesome. Keep it up.
Good evening and welcome. It is Kebab once again on the mic for Tier 1, Round X. I cannot remember which round it is. Apologies. I am filling in for Rosarian tonight, who's feeling unwell. Hope you get better, Rosarian, if you're watching. But we're looking forward to another exciting race this evening here at the Hungarian. A tough technical track. And yeah, let's have a look before we get started at the championship. Let me get to grips with what's going on. Looks like we've got a 3-horse race at the top between Justin, Kiko and Danico. But I believe Justin is not here this evening. It doesn't look as though he's on the board. Oh no, he is. He has managed to make it by the looks of things, even though his train was cancelled. So that's good news from his point of view. Bad news from Kiko's and Copy's point of view. Kiko fighting for his first championship as well. Danico still yet to win a championship. Also is sitting there on 104 points, just snapping at the heels of these guys. McKenda making a bit of a comeback as well, down on 66 points. We've also lost Rookie in the meantime, and I believe Christian is doing rather well for his first season in Tier 1, sitting there on 57 points. I believe we've lost Meepo as well, sitting down in the P10 on 11 points as well. Red Bull Racing currently leading the championship, but 1 point separates them and Ferrari at the moment, and McLaren with 104 points solely from Danico. Tipsy Bob, unable to add to that tally, is currently losing the championship of the old men at the moment. Ocean Chief currently dominating that one as it stands. Yeah, what's going on there, Tipsy Bob? Let's see if you don't take anybody out today, as you did yesterday. But with me this evening is Babulas. Fantastic to have you here, as always, Babulas. Are you looking forward to this one?
Always. Tier 1 is one of the best leagues, you know that. And we will have a competition for the championship because of Kiko is not racing today.
Looks like he's on my screen there. NLR Kiko, number 11, P11 at the moment on the track, so he may well be racing as we speak. But yeah, shots fired, says Kitsune, as I give Tipsy a bit of my mind.
We'll get things working, guys. I'm trying to see who is starting the hot lap.
Looks like it's going to be a Alpha Tauri that's going to be the first to cross the line. So Papa Dimitri, he's on an out lap as it stands. So maybe there's people on an lap already. Looks like he's getting out of the way of a Ferrari there, and it's not Kiko. Kiko has managed to do a purple sector 1, so we'll follow on board with him as he comes down into turn 6 and 7. But yeah, Damien, what were you doing sideways in the middle of the track there? You know, that's not, can't park there. Can't park there, sir. And yes, I know all about hitting you. AR Gamer sets the first time. It's a 17.5. The man's not used to no assists, but we expect low 15s here. They're just in that racer, puts in a 15.7 as his banker. Boosted Mess with a 19.4 as well. On board now with Kiko as he comes around the penultimate corner into turn 14 here, taking a wide entry. Doesn't get quite as close to that barrier as you maybe can. And what's he going to set? A 15.5, and that's the quickest time that we've got so far on the board. Icewin is in there with a 17.1. He'll be disappointed with that. Christian with a 15.9. Kitsune in chat saying everybody loves a bit of tips. Just a tip, eh, Kitty? Just a tip. But yeah, we're going to see a very entertaining qualifying session here, I imagine. It's going to be very tight for pole. Pole is going to be important here because it is a bit of a DRS train, this track. It's very difficult to overtake. So getting as high as you can in qualifying is going to be important for this one, for sure. Very difficult, as we saw yesterday, to overtake. I don't know if we got any rain this evening, but we had a full wet race yesterday that dried up as things went on. And that made it a lot more difficult. McKenda there yesterday managed to go from P20 all the way to P3, losing P2 in the final corner on the final lap. So
then he gets the fourth place.
Certainly does. 17.7 for him. So people are struggling there. We've got a Daisy with a 15.5. He's come back to us after a little hiatus. And he's already looking rapid. Looks like his hot lap skills have not disappeared, but he's got invalidated there, but that is probably his in-lap. So I imagine he's not too fussed about that. We have Tenari, who won yesterday in Tier 2, currently sitting in P6 with a 16.3. Man doesn't seem to have the one-lap pace to compete here in Tier 1, but he's certainly clean and consistent in his racecraft, second to none. Fox with a 17 flat. See more, really going to see a lot more people after they've got the bankers in now, looking to hit into the 15s. With 5 drivers at the moment in the 15s. Christian with a 15.9. The man's done extremely well in his first season in Tier 1 after being kicked out of non-R Tier unceremoniously after dominating Australia in the non-R Tier. Ocean Chief with an 18.9 there in the pits at the moment, and Shaka currently leading the battle of the all-about. Well, excuse me, Tilda is the man who's currently leading the battle of the T1.5 in P9 with a 17.4. So rapid, looking rapid at the moment from Tilda. He's shown flashes of pace throughout his time in Tier 1. Icewind making a return after a short hiatus with a job change and other IRL commitments. Currently sitting nicely in P8. He'll be looking to get into the 16s, no doubt.
Icewind did this time with medium compound. Now he's going for the shorts.
So I imagine he's just doing a little bit of practice at the moment.
Probably.
Yeah. Maybe he didn't have the time this week to get some time in on TT or in any online practice sessions. But Shaka with an 18.4 set there. Looks like he's doing a couple of runs maybe. Fox, the other man out on track, he's invalidated at the moment. We've also got Tipsy Bob coming on the final corner. He looks like he's about to set a time as well. And across the line he comes. Let's see what he's going to do. P17 to P11, a 17.5. And up there with AR Gamer. Didn't have the best of time, those two, yesterday. If you were watching at all back with us, I don't know if you saw what happened there. But Tipsy Bob unfortunately lost it just about here. Coming out of turn 3 and 4. Between 3 and 4, sorry, I should say. And yeah, AR Gamer battling with somebody at the back there, had nowhere to go, and smashed into the back of Tipsy Bob, side of Tipsy Bob, and lost his wheel. Tipsy Bob forced to retire after that as well. But yeah, at the moment, everybody's got their banker lap in, and there's some big gaps there. Looks like McKenda is out on track as well. I don't know if he's going to set a time, or whether or not he's going to try and do something from the back as he did yesterday. We'll certainly see, but definitely going to see some more times coming in. We'll probably see a lot more people try and get into those 15s, 16s as well, but at the moment it's very unusual to see big gaps like this at such a short track.
Purple first sector for Icewind.
Not bad at all, so let's follow on board with him and see what he can do as he comes around turn 5, I believe that is. A tricky one to get right. Into the chicane. One of the tougher chicanes on the calendar. It comes now into the S's. This is a very technical sector, these S's. You've got to really sacrifice time in certain corners in order to maximise time in the next one. Make sure that you're not scrubbing off too much speed, and if you can keep it flat through turn 11, it comes through now into turn 12, then it can gain you a lot of time. But turn 13 here gets a nice tight line in that long sweeping hairpin, and another long sweeping hairpin for the final corner. Again, you want to get close to that wall and not invalidate on the exit. Very easy to do. Let's see what he does. Is he does a 16 flat. So looking rapid is Icewind on the softs, getting close to those top 5, top 6, and looking very competitive here in Tier 1.
He improves 1 second and more.
Well, you would expect that from the mediums to the softs. You would certainly expect that, but I imagine he's maybe got a little more time in the tank. If he can get a nice clean lap in next time out, he may just push himself up the echelons into the top 5 maybe as well. Let's have a look and follow on board. McKenna has managed to also put it into P3. Does set a lap. He is looking to get on the go, but we've got a purple sector from Justin That Racer at the moment. Did manage to make it after his train was cancelled. Good to see him here. Currently leading the championship as it stands by very few points, so he needs to be consistent, not miss any races, and not have any major incidents or anything. But the man's consistent so far this season. He's always looking there or thereabouts for podiums and whatnot. And let's see, as a purple sector 2 comes in as well, looking very rapid on this run as he comes now into turn 13. This is the apex by a distance, but you can carry the speed there. You can maybe not lose too much time. See how tight he can get to the barrier. Looks like I may be wrong on that one. A lot of these quick guys are not getting that close to that barrier on the inside there. As he does do a 1.5 improvement and puts himself P3, gets into the 1:15.5s, but unable to push the Ferrari boys off the top spot. As he stops saying in chat, there's the ugliest helmet I've ever seen. I believe it's this one that they're talking about. It is the helmet that belongs to Tipsy Bob, that bright green monstrosity that looks like radioactive snot.
Danico has a second purple sector too.
Let's have a look then as he's follow on board as he comes around turn 13 and into the final corner. Looking to get a nice wide entry here. Late apex and early on the power. And he gets down on the power very early and smoothly as well, and managed to improve by a 1.184 seconds, but doesn't gain any positions for it. So managed to jump.
Look how close the top 6 are.
Less than half a second separating them all the way down, and this is normal for a short track. But I would expect it to be even tighter here in Tier 1. So I imagine there's a few people maybe just holding back a little bit, making sure that they get a nice consistent time and lap in order to not fall too far down the grid. But then last run, which I believe you can get maybe 3-4 runs here if you're quick. Well, I've got a yellow flag there. I think it's just somebody getting out of the way. It's Ferrari getting out of the way of an Aston Martin. But yeah, if you're quick, you can get maybe 4 runs in here, and you maybe want to kind of ease off a bit with the first couple of runs. Make sure that you're maybe holding a little bit something in reserve for the final run, where you're probably going to go balls out and try extremely hard. We've got Christian coming around the final corner now. Oh no, he's coming into the pit, so I imagine that's a lap over for him. We've got Shakalaka, I believe it is, next, crossing the line. And he's starting his lap. So following on board with Shaka, then we'll do a lap of Hungarian, braking just after 100 metre board before the curb. You try and get close at the apex and that, try and get onto the grey curb, concrete curbs over the edge of the track. It's not used to all of the track here, but braking just before the 50 metre board here and keeping it tight, getting on the power early, swing it over to the right, and don't use all of the track here, keep the track short. And then the nightmare corner, turn 4, it's blind, it's dangerous, you've got to chuck it in, use all the curb on the inside. Maybe you could have carried more speed there, left a lot of track on the exit. And through turn 5 here, going to be early on the throttle on the exit there. Brake just at the curb for turn 6 and 7. And it's all about the exit out of that chicane there. And then we're into the tricky technical S's sector, where you've got to really sacrifice a fair bit of time, especially in this corner here. Sacrifice the time in order to get on the power early, so you can take the next 2 corners flat. And maybe a little lift for this one. That's too much of a lift, I suppose. You can turn in a little earlier and catch a lot more curb there. Turn 12, braking at the curb. You can carry more speed than that for sure. And then braking under the barrier, the banner across the track here for turn 13. Keep the speed up, minimum speed up, braking at the little Marshall booth on the left hand side, keeping it tight to the inside, and early on the power, use all the track on the exit in order to get a good run down this straight. And it's a 118.3 for Shakalaka. He improves by almost a tenth, but doesn't gain any positions. So he'll be disappointed with that, but it obviously keeps things smooth and steady in the race. It is a high likelihood of a safety car here at Hungaroring.
Backhander, first place.
Yeah, puts it pole with a 15.4, but he's the first man to set that pole time. So out of these final runs, he's maybe got just enough time to get back round and get back in and out again to start another lap. But majority
he did a very good third sector. He was behind. He was.
I think we may have lost Babulas, who was behind, but then he's disappeared. But yeah, but kind of decent lap there from him, but maybe too soon. Maybe he's peaked too soon, and the guys behind who are all still in the pits maybe looking to take advantage of the track ramp up as the cars go round. The track ramps up as rubber gets set down, and it becomes quicker and quicker. Icewind currently starting his final run. 3 minutes to go in qualifying, and it's looking very tight at the top. The top 4 drivers all within 1/10 of each other. Absolutely amazing pace from these guys, all getting in the 15s, the mid-15s. Tonari has managed to set a 15.9 as well, improving on his 16.3 by some margin. Bumps Icewind, his compatriot, down the pecking order by 1. Copy currently sitting on
Icewind is on hot lap.
He certainly is, yeah. We're following on board with him as he invalidates in turn 4, and that is hot lap over. We're hoping he's got enough fuel to limp round and start another lap, because if he comes into the pits now, he will not have enough time, as there is a Alpha Tauri diving out of the way there unnecessarily as well, because he has invalidated this lap, but hopefully he's got the fuel in order to get another run in. He'll have turned everything off all the way down for this moment at the time in the moment. Let's have a look at the radioactive Snotman and see what he can do as he comes around the final corner. Gets a very good exit there, as you can see, taking a very late apex, getting on the power early. Down at the main straight, the longest straight, the main overtaking spot here, but there are other places that you can maybe create a cheeky overtake for yourself. Down into turn 2 is probably the other most obvious spot, but the rest of the track, it's very difficult to make an overtake at. Not easy to go too wide, but if you stick your nose in, they've got to give you the space, and hopefully we'll see some action like that in other places. But Tipsy Bob following on board with him as he comes down around turn 3, scene of the crime, as he passes where he killed AR Gamer yesterday into turn 4, misses the apex by some margin there in turn 4, but turn 5 hits the curb that normally would be an auto spin curb, that, but I think they've changed it a little bit this game. Coming through the chicane here, nice and neat and tidy. Doesn't use all of the track on the exit, doesn't use all of the track on the entry to the S's either, so maybe leaving some time on the table, but I wonder if he's just trying to keep this one clean, knows where the time is over his previous lap, as it comes now into the final sector. We've got a number of guys on their hot laps, so we'll be keeping an eye on all of them as they all vying for this pole position. It's very, very tight. Makenda is still in the pits, will not be able to make another lap as it stands, but Tipsy Bob coming around the final corner here. Is he going to beat Ocean Chief? It looks like, oh, he's spun it in the final corner. I've cursed the man, and he's backwards, and you can't get pole that way, Tipsy. The radioactive snot comments have come to haunt him as Makenda retires. He can't get back out of the gate. But let's have a look and see who else we've got on the go at the moment. We've got the 2 Ferrari boys. Justin That Racer has invalidated his lap by the looks of things. So that is pretty much qualifying over for him. Danico is going to be the first to cross the line of the top 5, as Christian is right behind him as well. So Danico coming around the final corner, and don't see whether or not he's up on his time as well. Gets a bit of a wiggle out the final corner, opens a DRS, and he improves by quite a margin and gets pole as well. Christian, the next man to come across the line, what's he going to be able to do as he comes across the line? Improves by 2/10 but gains no positions, as it's going to be Kiko next that's going to cross the line. He's invalidated, so race over, qualifying over for Kiko, is it's going to be a daisy, the next man to cross the line, as well as he comes through turn 13 now, looking to get a good exit out of turn 15 as he comes into the pit and just gives up on it. Basically, he's had enough. He's not up on his time. Tenari is not up on his time either. Icewind is currently going once more. I believe he has very little ERS left though, so I don't know if this is going to be a valid lap or a quick lap at all. We'll see what his split time is as he comes in the end of the second sector, as he comes around turn 11. And he is 12 seconds up on his time. He's 107 already, so that is his time over as well. Copy currently got a purple sector 2, going into turn 13 and to improve a position or 2. He's only got a 10th to make up on...
No.
Oh, AR Gamer has been disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. That is unfortunate. That means he starts from the back. Copy does jump 2 positions there as well. Gets a 15.9, improves a couple of positions, and he'll be very happy with that indeed. Christian is still going, so I'm wondering whether or not he's going to come into the pits. Yeah, so Kiko is still going as well. He's got no ERS left as he comes around turn 13. Is he going to set a time, or is he coming into the pits? He looks like he's going to come into the pits. So that looks like our qualifying as it stands. Boosted is the only man left on track, and he is currently coming around the final corner. Is he still setting a time? Looks like he's opening up the last corner, so that looks like he is. And nice tight line there in the final corner, but yeah, gives up on it. I looks at things. He doesn't use all of the track at all, and crosses the line. He'll just be using that would be his in lap essentially, just quicker to cross the line than it would be to come in. But Danico gets pole position in Hungaro Ring, keeping his championship fight very much alive. Justin That Racer down in P5 will be disappointed with that. He invalidated his final run, and Kiko has Makenda to contend with in first before he can really challenge Danico. So Danico in the best position.
That is not the first place by 30 milliseconds.
It's a very tight one, isn't it? Yeah. But I imagine it's going to be a case of strategy, and we'll see what's going to happen here in the race as well, because it's going to be a bit of a DRS race. But look how tight it is. The top 6 all within 3/10 of each other, and it's within 1 second for the top 10 as well. Tipsy Bob wins the battle of tier 1.5, and AR Gamer disqualified at the death. He'll be very disappointed with that, because the game sometimes is pulling the trigger too quickly for those disqualifications. But he's got some overtaking to be done, as we are going to be moving on to the race. I do not know if we've got formation up. We had one yesterday, so I'm going to assume that we're going to have one today, and assume that that bug is fixed. I find it hard to believe that the bug is fixed, however. But it looks very cloudy and dismal here in Hungarian for the race. So maybe we're going to have a little bit of rain at some stage. Any crew chiefs in chat, please let us know what Mark or Jeff or whatever he wants to call himself these days is talking about, is saying. And yeah, let's see if there's any more fruit on track for Tipsy Bob this today as well. He's already got his one spin out of the way, hopefully. Maybe he hit, was it banana peel there, Kitty, or was it snot? I don't know.
Leslie says he's waiting for his kebab for 1 hour.
I hope you mean an actual kebab and not me, because I'm not coming, bro. I've got something to do. I'm busy. Yeah, we're going to be starting in any second now, and we shall see. Mainly you can tell by the lights whether or not we're going to be going straight away. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it looks like we are. I've got no formation lap. It is going to be straight into the race we go, and it looks like Makenda has got a decent start, but Danico is getting away from him. Covers the inside, gets across very quickly to do so, and we've got a Red Bull of Just Not Racing going up the inside of the Ferrari in the background, but doesn't seem to be able to make it stick. The Ferrari now on the outside of each other. The two Ferraris battling hard as they come into turn 2 now, and Daisy just doesn't care about teammate at all. He wants the position. Kiko got the inside for this one, but now Daisy has the inside for turn 3, but the inside for turn 4 is the one that matters. Is Daisy going to be able to hang it around the outside? I highly doubt it. They're going to slot into single file. Oh, there was a Red Bull looking up the inside of the Ferrari there as well, and they managed to get through without incident there, as it was a tasty start there. But Danico gets away cleanly and starts to create a gap, and we've got Tipsy Bob making, oh, it's Fox who's gone off the track. He's got a lawnmower out, got the blades going, and maybe that's a bad rejoin as well, as he then gets all over the place is Fox, as he's pushing people off left, right and centre. Let's have a look at the tyre situation as well and see what people are...
May I ask you something? I have a problem. I see a Daisy near Kiko at the front row.
Certainly is. They're still fighting side by side, these two. Everybody's gone for the hard tyres to start with, and Kiko is hanging on for dear life over his teammate as well, and his teammate is now under pressure from both Red Bulls behind. Danico sets the fastest lap for the first lap. We've got a yellow flag in the final sector, and that is Boosted Mess around. He looks to have no wing damage, but things have gotten very spicy there, especially with Fox. Fox got a little out of shape, came off track, came back on track very dangerously, you might say, and started causing major problems for Tilda behind. But Tilda and Joel in the Williams still fighting side by side, but we've got a bit of a trade going on, and Kiko fighting with his teammate has not helped him out at all. He's now 1.5 seconds almost behind Makenda, and Makenda and Danico are running away as it stands, but it looks cloudy. Let's see if any rain is coming our way as things move on. It's going to be interesting, but hard tyres for the majority of the grid, which suggests that we're not going to see rain for quite a while. AR Gamer is making an overtake here as he gets past Tilda as well, looking very rapid on these mediums. He's gone for a medium start, as has Papa Dimitriou as well, but Papa Dimitriou isn't able to make as many moves as it stands. Maybe he got caught out with a mistake early on, but it's all settled down now, and we've got a bit of a train now from P3 all the way down to P10. Tipsy Bob currently occupying a points paying position. The Snot Man cometh. It is certainly only a matter of time before we get a safety car, says Kitty. I agree with that one for sure. It is a tricky track, and overtaking here, if you send your nose in the wrong place, it is very easy to push somebody wide, and the barrier
is enabled.
Yeah. Certainly is, and that's going to make it easier for people to make overtakes left, right and centre. And but I think Makenda and Danico are probably better off just working together for the time being, creating this gap. But if that safety car comes, that gap is going to be nullified. So maybe they want to have a fight. Who knows? Get the punching gloves on.
Ocean Chief is going to attack Shakalaka at some point.
Certainly is. I mean, he's got no DRS, has Shaka, so we're going to see an overtake here at some stage. Ocean Chief is generally very patient in his overtakes, as we see Papa Dimitri going a bit wide at turn 4. We are going to see a number of penalties. AR Gamer looking very close at the back of Joel as well. Looking rapid on these medium tyres. He has the tyre advantage. Joel, without DRS, is going to find it difficult to defend this. As you can see on board with AR Gamer at the moment, he's all over the back of Joel. Joel, a newcomer to no assist, but so is AR Gamer as well. Both have made great strides in their ability to drive with no assists. But if it does rain as well, oh look, down the inside is AR Gamer looking as Joel goes wide, but Joel now has the inside for the final corner, and looking for the switchback is AR Gamer. He's going to get a very good run out of the final corner and get DRS as well. He's right on the back of him, less than a tenth. Joel gives it up, defends the inside, but I think he's just given it up really. He's going to go slot back in behind. AR Gamer now defends the inside, breaks and gets the position. Nicely done by AR Gamer, doing what he needs to do. Now his old nemesis next is Tipsy Bob. You're going to hope that Tipsy Bob doesn't spin anywhere, as gets the second helping at DRS as AR Gamer down the next straight and defends his position, but maybe unnecessarily so from Joel. Joel's not the kind of man who's going to stick it up the inside unnecessarily. 2-second gap now between Kiko and Makenda. Kiko unable to keep the pace, and maybe he's holding up his teammate in the Ferrari, in the Daisy, who was putting a huge amount of pressure on Kiko early doors, but it seems to have settled down now. Just That Racer in P5 is currently losing out lots of points in terms of the championship, you have to say.
Ocean overtook Shakalaka, and now Shakalaka has DRS.
Shakalaka these days hasn't got the time to practice though, so he tends to be off the pace. I'm sure he won't mind me saying so, and he'll be looking to just get Chief to carry him along a bit, really. Maybe Papa Dimitriou is going to be the next man to overtake him as well. As long as he's got DRS from Ocean Chief in front though, it's going to be very difficult for Papa Dimitriou to make that overtake. Fox currently unable to make a recovery here at the moment as well, because of the same problem. Tilda and Joel working together in the Williams in order to keep the Alpine behind, and Fox quicker by qualifying standards for sure, but unable to get the move done. Difficult to overtake here, especially if the man in front has DRS. AR Gamer is closing in, however, on the back of Tipsy Bob, and Danico is currently making a break for it. Makenda has used all of his ERS. It's down to 13%, and now the 1 second gap there as a penalty comes in for Joel. He'll not be happy with that. So we're going to see more of those as time goes on, because there are plenty of corners here that you can push the limits a little bit too much. Particularly turn 4 as well, especially on the exit. If you get turn 4 a little bit wrong and you go wide on the exit there, it's almost a
it's not only turn 4.
Oh, there's definitely lots of them around here.
Even if you touch the white line, you get a penalty.
It depends. Some people are very good at lifting and giving the time back, and the game can sometimes let you off with no warning if you do so. But it's hit and miss at times sometimes. But the white lines are the track limits, and oh, Joel has dropped a few positions here. Span, he is currently pointing the wrong way. Span out of the exit of turn 13 there as he comes back around. Tenari gets a penalty. He got a couple of those yesterday as well. I think he did anyway, but I think he won yesterday also. He's going to find it tougher to win here today, especially with a penalty like that, especially if a late safety car comes along. But Joel, unhappy with that spin there. Boosted Mess, the other man to spin early doors in lap 1, will be now all over the back of him and looking to take a position for himself. But long way to go yet. We're on lap 6 of 35. Another Danico is currently in control. Lots of VRS.
Oh, we have spun.
Oh.
Ocean Chief spun.
Ocean Chief out of turn 3, I believe it is. It is, yes. Is offline, and yeah, he's trying to let people through, but Boosted Mess now. He doesn't seem to have damage to his car as he gets a bit of a wiggle there with the overheated tyres, and then gives up another position to Boosted, and is currently running last. But got a long way to go. Long way to go in the race, and he can definitely recover this. But
we don't know if he has rear wing damage, because I saw him hitting the barrier with the rear ends.
Kitty says in chat that I said Island that made Chief crash. Yeah, probably distracted the man. Heard his nationality. Got distracted. Backwards into a wall. AR Gamer all over the back of Tipsy Bob now as he goes to the inside into turn 1. Looks like Tipsy Bob's not fighting it particularly hard. Maybe wants to give him the benefit of the doubt and give him the position since he killed him yesterday. And AR Gamer takes that position and is doing very well at the moment. Up 9 positions or 8 positions, I believe. As Fox does eventually get past Tilda as well. Tilda is currently dropping down the order rapidly also. I believe he is maybe Span. He's currently trying to get back on track. Looks like he's got a fully intact wing as Joel comes past. And looks like maybe a bad rejoin, but he was on the track the entire time, so maybe he had nowhere to go. I doubt we'll see a Williams on Williams report after the race. But yeah, as it stands, Tipsy Bob carrying on, following through AR Gamer. AR Gamer with those medium tyres will fall off earlier, so maybe Tipsy Bob's just playing the long game here. Knows he can maybe keep up with AR Gamer, but the gap to Icewind is a different kettle of fish. 6 seconds there, as we seem to have a bit of a train now, all the way from P2 down to P9. Tenari is going to be losing out a couple of positions there with that penalty, but I imagine as time goes on, we'll see more penalties come in play. Icewind struggling for race pace as it stands at the moment, trying desperately to keep on the back of Copy, and used all of his DRS to do so. Copy keeping in touching distance of Tenari, but Tenari gap starting to form now between the drivers as the pace differences start to come into effect. Story so far is one of Danico absolutely dominating proceedings as it stands. He seems to have the pace, the race pace, to win this one for sure. I don't want to curse the man, but I may have just done so. But currently has everything under control. It is a Max Verstappen-esque performance so far. He has created a 2.5 second gap now. He has plenty of battery in the bank, and the guys behind are surely going to start battling sooner or later, as gaps are starting to form between Christian and Justin that racer, the Red Bull guys unable to
Mangeter will have a problem at some point because he has only 30% DRS.
And Kiko and Daisy both sitting around similar ERS as well, and it's very, very tricky to overtake here. As you see, these guys have got the DRS and it's just not long enough straight down the main straight to take big advantage of that. The big benefit of DRS, of course, being at the very top end of the speed, so you only really get the big benefit of that at the very end of the straight, and before you know it, you're at the braking zone. So Icewind's fallen off the back of Copy now, and but AR Gamer is unable to close that gap. In fact, it's going up that gap between Icewind and AR Gamer, so those mediums may be falling off a touch now, and he'll be coming into the pit sooner or later. Maybe he was gambling on an early safety car, the guys in the mediums, to try and get off those onto the hards, because the hard medium is definitely going to be the better strategy. As Leslie says in chat, Rip Danny just got cursed. We'll see. I think the guy, I believe in him. I believe in Danico. He can do it. He can win this championship. And I want to see him win the championship for sure. And he just needs to keep his cool. And at the moment, no pressure on him as it stands. But we've seen stranger things happen for certain. Copy currently all over the back of Tenari. Tenari without DRS to Christian in front is going to be maybe a bit of a sitting duck as it stands. We've got a yellow flag there, and it is Boosted Mess once more is around. That is turn 4 that he's gone around in, and it looks as though he's lost a bit of end plate there, so that's going to be some orange damage. He'll have to come in and pit, I imagine. That wing damage around this track is a nightmare. It is you really need that front end turn in at this track. As you can see there, he doesn't even make the chicane. Manages to avoid a penalty by lifting off heavily, but he's in real trouble now, and look at how close Danico is to the back of him. If he pits now, he may just get lapped, and that would be pretty much race over in this game. Can't unlap yourself. Tipsy Bob is doing a good job of hanging on to the back of AR Gamer, but neither of them can keep up with Icewind in front, but he does have a 3-second time penalty, so those guys vying for that last point paying position will be hoping for more penalties ahead and to keep things clean themselves. And late safety cars can cause absolute mayhem. Safety cars breed safety cars as well, as it stands, Kiko unable to get anything done on Makenda right now, and Daniko is still running away with it, extending his gap, and looks in cruise control at the moment.
Danny is slowly increasing the gap without using his ERS.
Certainly is. He's looking very, very strong this evening. But Boosted Mess does get lapped by almost the entire field there. Tipsy, even Icewind is going to get him as well as he comes out of the pit lane now and rejoins the track. He is not going to be. He's got AR Gamer and Tipsy Bob close behind. But if he can hang on to the back of these guys ahead and stay out if there is a safety car, he may be able to unlap himself that way, but he has to hope that everybody in front of him, all P19, all pit under the safety car, and he stays out, and then maybe he can unlap himself. But it's a tricky one to get right, and he may not have a crew chief there to help him out. Papa Dimitriou on the back of Shaka. Shaka defends the inside into turn 2, and Papa Dimitriou has to go the long way around, and is unable to do so, but he has the tyre advantage. But maybe those tyres are going off a bit now. 10 laps old, those mediums, as Papa Dimitriou is just looking to take his time and be patient here. He'll get Shaka eventually, but Shaka proving to be a bit of a roadblock at the moment. He's a man who defends his position well. I've raced alongside of him wheel to wheel many, many times. But if you put the man under enough pressure, he will certainly crack. So Papa Dimitriou just needs to keep his nose there, keep piling on that pressure. And
mistake. Well, that's a mistake from Papa Dimitriou. You saw that?
Yeah, certainly did. We're carrying on board with him. But it's not a big enough a mistake to drop him off the back. And it really doesn't matter what you do through most of the corners here at Hungarian, as long as you get a good exit out of the final corner, which they're coming up to now. Turn 13, gets very close again to the back of Shaka, and he needs a good exit here out of this final corner in order to get him into turn 1. So taking a late apex, getting onto the power early, and he's going to use his battery as well, using a fair bit of it, but unable to, he's going to run out of battery here as well. He's unable to get alongside, so maybe he needs to just hang back a little bit, hold on to some of his ERS, and save that up a bit, because these tyres are going off. Problems. It looks like Air Gamer's had an issue some stage as well. He's dropped a couple of positions, and Tipsy Bob and Fox have both gotten past. So we've missed that one there. As Leslie says, food in 10 minutes, food in 10. I want to know when the rain's coming, not your food. Yeah, as it stands, things are settling down. It's becoming a bit of a DRS strain for the front few. Copy unable to catch up to Christian, but Christian has managed to pull something out of the bag and catch up to his teammate Justin. But Justin unable to be very frustrated where he is at the moment, unable to get past these two Ferraris, and he needs to be competing with Kiko and Daniko for the championship. And as it stands, they're gaining.
Ooh, Vladimir spun.
He certainly did. I wonder whether or not that is contact with Shaka, or whether or not he's just.
No, I didn't see anything like that.
Maybe
he was following behind him, and he went off. Maybe the tires have a big degradation, a lot of degradation.
Possibility. We'll see if he comes into the pits now. It looks like he's going to carry on, though. He's not looking to enter this pit lane, as AR Gamer is in the pits. He's going for the hard tyres and a wing change as well. So AR Gamer hit the wall somewhere, or hit the back of somebody, as Joel gets a penalty. A second of this evening, I believe. But 10-second gap there between Tipsy Bob and Icewind. The penalties in front of Tipsy Bob are not going to affect his race any by the looks of things. But late safety car at some point may cause absolute havoc in terms of this grid as it stands at the moment. Daniko definitely does not want any sort of safety car. It will nullify his brilliant advantage that he's pulled out so far from the rest of the grid. And at the moment, Kiko is unable to make any kind of move on Makenda, and maybe these guys, Makenda is holding these guys up a bit as well. Maybe they can, if they get released, maybe Kiko can start to put a dent in Daniko's domination. But at the moment, Daniko is running away with it. Still, medium runners. Well, Boosted has come out on the mediums. That's an interesting choice. I mean, he didn't really have much of a choice. He didn't have 2 sets of hards. He couldn't go on to another set of hards. So when he pitted for his wing change, I imagine he had to go for the mediums, and now he's been put on possibly the worst strategy ever, which might be a hard medium soft or hard medium medium. All depends on what tyre sets he took. Fox is currently going to be the next man to make an overtake on track by the looks of things, as he has Tipsy Bob in his sights and looking to take advantage of that DRS, but Tipsy will be maybe wanting to hold on to his position as it stands. But doesn't want to lose too much time because he's got that. He needs to gain points. Essentially, he's in an Irish battle with. Oh, got another yellow flag there. It looks like it is Joel. Joel is DNF'd, and that is a full course safety car from Joel. He's dropped it out of turn 5 by the looks of things. I believe that is. Yeah, that is turn 5. Maybe got onto the curb or hit the wall on the exit. I think it was the inside that he managed to hit, but the car's been moved. And who is going to be jumping in the pits? It looks like it was too late for the majority of the field to jump into the pits. So Danico maybe is going to lose out on his big advantage that he pulled. Fox is the first man into the pits. He's on the hards. He goes to the mediums. I do believe the mediums can go 20 laps. Maybe they can at a push. But it's going to be touch and go. They're going to be very unhappy at the end of that stint. Papa Dimitri is going to be very happy that he can get off his mediums and onto the hards. But I imagine the majority of this grid is maybe going to stay out at this stage. We'll see what happens. There's a number of people coming into the pits. Shaka, Ocean Chief, Papa Dimitri all coming into the pits. AR Gamer will be very disappointed that he didn't get to take advantage of the free pit stop, because maybe if he'd just gone around a lap more, he would have got a free pit stop and changed his wing for free. He does get Papa Dimitri in the pits and Ocean Chief in the pits, but now has Shaka and Fox ahead of him, both on quicker tyres. So that's going to make it a lot harder for him to get past Shaka. I think he's probably going to have the pace over him, but tricky one. But yeah, didn't see what happened to Joel there. I imagine he'd probably just... Oh, drive-through penalty for Shaka, speeding under the safety car. The man needed Icewind. Where is Icewind when you need him shouting Delta, Delta in your ear? But the entire front grid all pit under this safety car. Go for the mediums. And it's another safe drive-through for Shaka as well. That's 2 drive-throughs for Shaka under the safety car. And that is bad news for him. Bad news. Got on the curb, says Joel in chat, equals death. Inside or outside curb? It must have been the inside, surely. Of turn 5. It is a bit of an auto spin curb, that one. It's a bit of a nasty one. It is high curb with a steep gradient on it, so it certainly should kill you if you hit it with an F1 car. I believe it definitely kills you in iRacing as well. It unsettles the car a lot. So Danico retains his lead under the safety car, goes to the mediums, and I imagine these guys are all going to look to take these mediums to the very end. We're looking at 20 laps, 19 laps on these mediums. They can probably do it, but it's going to need some tender loving care for the remainder of the race. Boosted manages to pit under the safety car, and that is his teammate, I believe, going past him there. Boosted comes out. I believe he's been lapped. Still, I don't know if he's unlapped himself or not. He's currently behind Shaka Laka, which would suggest that he has been lapped by the entire field. Staying out didn't work for him. It's annoying because it used to be the case that for the first lap under the safety car in this game, in 2021 for example, the Delta didn't show, and you could race around as fast as you liked, rightly or wrongly with a safety car. You could race around as fast as you like without the Delta causing you any problems, because the Delta didn't appear until the lead driver caught the safety car. Rain at the end of the race, says Joel as well. But yeah, if there is rain at the end of the race, that means everybody who's gone for the mediums made the right decision, because they will probably look to go to the intermediates at the end as well. So, or maybe softs.
Yeah, it may shows that it will rain, but we have to know the percentage. What chances? It says 95% chance of rain or so on. That we don't have that info.
It is approximate as well that we race here in SLR under, which reminds me, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're enjoying the racing, and commentary. And yeah, we're going to see more green flag racing soon-ish. We're probably going to have one more. This will be the final lap under the safety car, I believe, as we have, I believe it is, Boosted Mess has definitely been lapped by the entire field. It's a very awkward position for him to be in. He's going to have to get out of the way of his rivals behind and get lapped by the entire field. But it is all practice, and Boosted is not the kind of guy to give up early. But it does look as though his race is pretty much done as it stands, being impossible to unlap yourself.
I don't know why they did this in this game, that you can't unlap yourself. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's been that way for several years now. It's just basically they're not very good at making games, to be honest. They can't get the coding and things right in order to allow people to unlap themselves. It is absolute madness to me. It's a real odd one. The odd thing is, as well, is that the game itself disqualifies. It gives you drive-through penalties for overtaking under the safety car. You should just maybe get a 5-second penalty, and then the leagues could organise it themselves and get rid of all the 5-second penalties. But it gives you a drive-through, and when you get 6 drive-throughs, or in Boosted Mess it would be 16 drive-throughs that he would get if he tried to unlap himself, you cannot serve them all within time frame, and it just disqualifies you and kicks you out of the race. Still one more lap under the safety car. I did not see the safety car in, so we're going to have one more go around the merry-go-round. And yeah, I'm wondering maybe people are going to stay out on slicks. Very heavy rain, 90% chance on the last block. So that last block moves forward as well because of this safety car, and makes it more likely for us to hit that rain. But we're going to have a race restart from Danico. He looked
except
rapid.
Papadimitriou, everybody got on the mediums.
Yeah,
even
Gamer
Gamer.
go for the hards though, didn't he? He was on the medium, so he had to go for the hards. But with
Yeah,
the rain
but he
coming in,
didn't change again the compound. That's what I'm saying. I believe he had the second medium to wear.
that might work out in his favour if the rain never comes. And yeah, but the rain coming in the last block on the race means that that's coming closer, more likely to happen. 90% chance means it's almost determined to happen. We're probably going to start seeing the sky darken in the next 5 to 10 laps, and it will come down. If it's heavy rain, it'll come down quick, and the track will get wet very fast, and we'll see a gaggle of cars diving into the pits. But yeah, nothing to worry about, Joel. It is not necessarily an issue. It's very difficult turning off the assist, and that yellow sausage curb on the exit to turn 5 has caught out better drivers than you might.
Now safety car in this lap.
Certainly is. Let's follow on board with McKenna and see if Danico can get the jump on him. He's had the pace over McKenna the entire race, so he doesn't need to do anything too fancy. He knows he's got the pace, but he certainly doesn't want to lose the position for sure. It's going to make him vulnerable to the guys behind, and if he ends up P3, P4, it's a long way back from there. But looks like he's going to go as late as he possibly can, and there he goes.
He's
gone.
off.
McKenna gets a good restart, but Kiko and Danico, Justin that racer, Daisy got caught up with the double stack, but it looks like Justin that racer is going for the move on Kiko and gets down the inside. Switchback from Kiko here. He's got a horrible camera angle, doesn't pull off. Come out for him. Justin that racer gets past his main rival here in the restart of the safety car and gets a position. Brilliant stuff from Justin that racer there. Aggressive and in the early stages of the restart, and Danico though is managed to create a gap. Purple sector 1 and gets away. Time penalty for Tilda, and Boosted Mess is in the pits again. Not sure what's going on there. There's Ocean Chief gets past Papadimitriou, and Papadimitriou under pressure from Tilda as well. But what a move by Justin that racer at the restart there. Takes advantage of the cars getting backed up a bit there, and Danico is already making short work of this and is trying to get away from McKenna before DRS gets turned on. He'll be using a fair bit of his battery to do so. He's not actually. McKenna has used more of his battery already than Danico, so Danico has unbelievable pace this evening in Hungaroring. An absolutely brilliant track for racers, but not a great one for overtaking, as we've seen so far. Christian is looking all over the back of a Daisy as well, but looks like we're going to see a bit of a train forming here. AR Gamer gets past Shaka. Shaka comes into the pits. Shaka will have some wing damage or something of that ilk, I imagine. Looks like his wing is in perfect. Oh, it's his drive-through. It's his drive-throughs. He needs to remember that he's got 2 to serve as well. Otherwise, he will get disqualified if he doesn't serve them both. So if anybody can tell him so that he doesn't get disqualified that he has 2 drive-throughs. I believe I saw 2 drive-throughs. Seems to be a fairly clean restart. No other safety cars. Safety car not being bred by this safety car. But,
Danny is flying on the track right now. He's not using ERS, he's increasing the gap from the second place. He's really flying.
Definitely has the everybody's number here at Hungaroring, and has the bit between his teeth as he has dominated proceeding so far. Already an 8/10 gap without using his ERS as well, and he's forcing McKenna to use his to try and just hold on to the back of him. Just in that racer, once McKenna loses that gap to Danico, just in that racer will be all over the back of him and looking to get P2. Kiko will be very disappointed with himself. His DRS is enabled. And 21 laps out of 35. We've got rain at the end of this race as well to look forward to. It's going to be a tasty one strategy-wise to see who goes for the rain, who pits early, who does what, and whether or not they get the decision right as well. Everybody's going to be asking Jeff throughout what is going on with that rain. Tipsy Bob trying to hold on to the back of Fox, Icewind and Tenari to get those positions under the penalty system as well. He's also got AR Gamer, his arch nemesis from yesterday, there on his the back of him as well. But already losing touch with Fox and Icewind is Tipsy Bob. That's not helping him out much as it stands. Shaka back in the pit once more, and I believe
he was the second drive-through.
He's still behind his teammate. He's still in front of his teammate essentially, but as we see here, Boosted has been lapped by the entire field. He's just oh, Fox has had a moment by the looks of things. If we can catch on board with him, there he is. He's back going again, but has lost a few positions there because of a spin. I believe that is in turn 11 and 12. It gets very wide there as well. I wonder if he's got a bit of damage or whether it's just the tyres being overheated as he's about to lose out to Papa Dimitri as well. The story of the overtake of the race so far is that one from Just Nat Racer taking full advantage of the restart, and Kiko getting backed up, getting a poor start after the safety car from Joel's error, and paid for to watch as the stands from the stand says Eagle Ghost, as yeah, we didn't have you in the, we need you in the car essentially, Eagle Ghost. Yeah, we need you in the car. We had 2 seats available there. Why weren't you able to make it? It's inexcusable, I have to say. Joel says that he hopes the rain comes, otherwise he's going to look stupid. You mean stupider than you already do, or what? It is a tight race so far. Danico, as it stands, stands to gain a lot from this one. Copy is starting to fall off the back of Kiko though, and that may open the door for a Daisy to get through at some stage. As gaps starting to form there, but Copy just needs to hang on to the back. He's used a lot of ERS, and he's starting to find a lot of people using a lot of their ERS. Danico is starting to use some of his in order to create that gap behind, and he has dropped McKenna out of DRS. McKenna with no DRS. Oh, dive there from Justin, that racer. Doesn't manage to make it stick. It was a late one, to be honest. It was a bit of a lunge. And it's not the kind of move that you can get done around Hungaroring. You've got to really set them up nicely here at Hungaroring. But it looks like Justin, that racer, is looking racy. He wants past McKenna. McKenna maybe he's stopped practicing this year because he's normally been a lot quicker. As Joel says, brutal savage Rex absolutely taken down. It's what I do, mate. It's what I do. Yeah, great battle brewing here between McKenna and Justin, that racer. Justin, that racer has proven that he's got the aggressive streak in him to get this move done. McKenda has proven he's got the racecraft in the past for sure, and has a couple of titles to his name, I believe, in SLR as well, at least one, I'm sure, to hang on to. Just in that racer, fighting for his first title here in SLR, needs to get this move done to limit the damage from Danico, but if he's a bit too aggressive, maybe he's going to lose out position to Kiko here. It looks like he's not going to be able to get it done this lap, as he's a bit too far back. He needs to set this up nicely and pressure McKenda into the mistake. But McKenda, the Finns, they just don't make mistakes, do they? They are cool as ice as we come into lap 24 of 35, and that rain doesn't look like it's coming at the moment. We've got clear skies all over the shop, and very sunny. We've got some clouds appearing in the distance, so maybe that rain comes.
McKenda has only 30% DRS, while Justin has 45.
Certainly going to be a factor when it comes down to the final moments as well. But if that rain comes as well, now is the time to get the overtake done. It's even harder to overtake in the rain. You have to wait for the mistake from the guy in front, and pressure's off at the moment from Danico, as he's got plenty of space behind, but he needs to worry about the rain coming and whether or not he's going to make the change, and when he's going to make the change. AR Gamer currently pressuring Tipsy Bob for this final point paying position once more. Fox with second error dropped a few positions and dropped out of this one as well, but look at this, AR Gamer looking left and right, trying to get past Tipsy Bob. Score to settle between these two. We've mentioned it several times so far, but one of these men is a murderer, and one of them is the murderee. And unable to get the move done as it stands. So hard to overtake here at Hungaroring. He looks to the inside again there, doesn't go for the lunge. Tipsy Bob would be very, very unhappy with him if he did, and there's not enough space between turns 1 and 2 to go get alongside. You need to set up your move a long, long way back here in Hungaroring, and the dirty air throughout the rest of the lap is a major problem. Iceland with another penalty there. That's his second of the race, I believe. That's 6 seconds for him, which means Tipsy Bob may just get that position, especially if there's a late safety car. There could be several positions to be gained for Tipsy Bob here, which could put him in the command of the Old Man League and the Irish dance, the Irish jig that we have going on. But I see a move there as well. It looks like Christian has lost out to Tanari by the looks of things. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe a mistake from Christian has dropped him in position. And I'm not sure if that happened earlier or under the safety car with a double stack from the Red Bull boys, or whether or not that is just an issue that's happened just now. But Tanari running well at the moment, on for some decent points here in Tier 1. The main battle at the moment, though, is in these podium paying positions. Kiko, Justin that racer, and McKenda fighting tooth and nail. Justin needs this position, needs to get ahead before the rain comes. The rain may never come. But yeah, Eagle Ghost giving big long paragraphs worth of excuses as to why school is more important than racing. I'll give you a bit of advice here, Eagle Ghost. School is never more important than racing. Racing is life, racing is all. Joel, or otherwise known as Molio, in chat is doing his rain dance. I want to see this rain as well, to be honest. I want to see rain and get the order mixed up. Anything can happen in the rain, as we starting to settle down a little bit, as Hungaroring proves to be the Monaco without walls, basically. I mean, the walls are still pretty close, but we have got certain areas where there's runoff. It's a very tight technical track, and dirty air around here is an absolute nightmare. You've really got to kind of back off, especially in the S's. And in those S's, in Sector 2, is where you need to follow closely all together in order to catch the guys ahead, in order to get a nice run out of the final corner. A Daisy is currently all over the back of Copy, and a Daisy has a lot of battery over Copy's none. Copy's light is blinking, and the Daisy needs to make short work of this as well. Otherwise, he could end up defending it hard, Copy, trying to hold on to his P5. We've got a yellow flag. It looks like it is Boosted Mess once more. A race to forget for him, as he is around once again. McKenda, 1.5 seconds almost now. The gap to Danico, which means Danico is able to dictate what happens here when the rain does come as well. Maybe he doesn't want to go in too early though, because maybe he's going to get caught in traffic and have some problems. A 3-second time penalty for boosted there, as maybe went a bit wide as he has overheated tyres after the spin. Tilda retires, and that is on track. That is another full course safety car, and that is Tilda retiring on track, and it is out of turn 3. He's hit the wall on the right hand side out of turn 3, and that is full course safety car, and more excitement and drama. And Danico again very unhappy with things. He's going to stay out, I imagine. Yes, he is. Danico stays out, holds on to track position. Track position is definitely the one you want to hold on to here, and that means that he can maybe take it easy on these tyres a bit and extend their stint. Daisy goes into the pits. That's an interesting call. We still see clouds in the sky, but it doesn't look like rain is coming just yet. It's far too early for intermediate, so Daisy goes for the mediums to the end, and fresh tyres for him. Christian also going for that pit stop as well. A number of people are going to take advantage of that, maybe, and gain positions. Maybe that's a mistake there. A number of people at the back all risking it for the biscuit and going for a fresh set of mediums. AR Gamer, Ocean Chief Fox, Daisy, Christian, and Icewind all pitting for a fresh set of boots. And yeah, Lawson says death, taxes, and late SCs. Yeah, anybody with a penalty at the moment is absolutely raging about this safety car. Tilda just lost it. I imagine he just went over the curb a bit too much on the exit to turn 3, and it throws you into the wall if you do so. Yeah, interesting race hotting up here, as we've got only 7 laps remaining. This is why the majority of the guys at the front have all decided to stay out. There's not enough racing time left, and track position is king. Danico for certain would not want to pit. He would just be giving up the win if he did pit, and the guys behind will all follow his lead. It's going to be a shorter safety car than previous, but we have a number of guys still waiting to catch up, namely the 2 Aston Martin boys currently hanging on the back of the train at the moment. Tell you what, Babalas, I'm getting a little bit dizzy.
The point is, Danny is the one that is unlucky right now, because 2 times had a good lead, and now he has to fight his way to increase it again.
The good news from his point of view is that he has the ability to do that. He has the pace over Makenda for sure. Makenda needs to worry about just that racer getting the jump on him at the safety car restart. He's already done it once. He'll be looking to do it again. Tipsy Bob has a chance of very good points, as Leslie says in chat. He certainly does. Currently occupying P7 and has a penalty-free race over Tenari as well. But he has a Daisy, Christian, and Iceman behind, who are all quicker than him for sure. As AR Gamer pit the last safety car as well. 5-lap old hard. He's going to be slower till the end of the race as well. And maybe, just maybe, this safety car is going to bring that rain a little bit closer as well. So maybe we'll see that come into play as well. The sky is looking very cloudy as it stands. Look at it. It's looking quite bright at the moment, but there are lots of clouds in the sky. And we've seen how quickly the weather can change.
We need a bit much to inform us what Mark says.
It's going to be a tough one strategy-wise for these guys to get right, but you can't go onto the wet tyres until the rain starts, and the perfect time is to be coming into the pits as they disable DRS as well. But yeah, it's going to be a tricky one.
The safety car will be in the next lap.
It might be a very late call this lap, but I doubt it. It's Boosted Mess, I believe, is that man. Oh, it is actually Shakalaka, who's the last man on track, waiting to catch up. It's going to be the next lap. One more lap under the safety car, and I am going to rather rapidly run downstairs and get some ham, because I am getting a bit dizzy. I need some. I'll be right back.
It would be very good idea to know the condition of the tires from the guys up the front, because they have a tire degradation, but we don't know how much. Although, if I was out their place, I wouldn't go for the pits either. I would go to the end of the race. McKenna has to be close enough to take advantage of the restart at this lap.
Certainly does. So, apologies for that. Got myself
No, no worries. I was just thinking
bit
about the tire condition. I was just thinking about the tire condition of the top 10, top 7.
I mean, that might play Daisy's hands at some stage, but it all depends on this rain coming. That might be what those top 10 are looking for. The top 7 are looking for that rain to come. But
in
there's a lot
5
of
laps
positions to make up. So
even if the rain comes, I wouldn't risk it to lose the position. You know, it's 5 laps, 4.
Oh, but it's impossible to drive the car on slick tyres in the heavy rain. Yeah, even 3 laps is enough, because the wet tyres are about 4 or 5 seconds a lap quicker, maybe more, than the slick tyres in the wet. So, but safety car in this lap. Once more, Danico is going to get us underway, and we're going to see whether or not Justin can repeat his heroics, or whether or not Kiko can get revenge as we go for the 3rd restart of the race. It looks like, where is Danny going to go? It looks like he's going to go earlier this time. He's gone very early in the final corner and gets a good exit, but a little bit of a snap, and it looks like Justin is all over the back. And defending in the inside is McKenna. He makes him go around the outside, but that looked like maybe a bit of a reactionary move from McKenna, but he only moved the once. But now the inside line for turn 2, Justin has it, and he's going to get this position, but around the outside, McKenna going to hold on to it. It's side by side. It's fantastic racing. He gets pushed wide, but and gets ahead as well, and that means that it sticks, because he cannot fight it back into turn 4. Justin that racer once more with an absolutely fantastic restart, gets the jump on McKenna. McKenna is not doing well on these restarts at all. Justin that racer, damage limitation for him. He's only going to be a few points behind in this race to Danico, but still lots of racing to be had. Danico has proven absolutely rapid so far this race. Has he got the pace to disappear from Justin as well as easily as he disappeared from McKenna? Who knows? Christian all over the back of a Daisy as well. Is he going to go for the dive? It looks like he is. Christian with a late break move down into turn 12 and pushes a Daisy wide. Looks like maybe a Daisy just gave him too much respect and space, but Christian doesn't make it stick, but now he does. Looks like he's got alongside and passed into turn 13. Great stuff from Christian, looking to get aggressive and get his elbows out, and he's ahead in an unorthodox place. But now with Daisy, is he going to come back at him down into turn 1? It doesn't look like he is. McKenna all over the back of Justin that racer, looking to fight that position back, unable to get it done. Iceman gets past Tipsy Bob. Tipsy Bob dropping down the order, unable to hold on with these tyres that worn. They're old. They are just like Tipsy Bob.
McKenna doesn't have the pace to overtake Justin. He spent all his ERS, and I don't think he's gonna catch up.
Certainly is. I mean, just Danico is spending his ERS as well. There's not enough time left in the race to really hold on to it at this stage, and the sky still looks dark, but it's not coming. The rain is not coming by the looks of things. We have got 3-4 laps remaining, and Joel has egg on his face, but no rain on his head. You may be older than Tipsy Bob, Kitty, but you're far more beautiful. Have I saved myself? Have I recovered? Tipsy Bob still looking good for a point. He's going to get.
If it's raining.
It's raining, do you say? It is. It's starting to rain. I see droplets in front of Danico. It is starting to rain. DRS has been enabled, and it's going to be disabled again the next lap. I wonder whether or not what people are going to do. Look, lots of people are coming into the pits. They are probably going for the intermediates. Nari has taken the gamble for the intermediates. So has McKenna, so has Boosted Mess. McKenna goes from P3 down to the back of the grid to go on the intermediates. It's a big gamble. Is Danico going to go for the gamble for the last 2 laps, or is he going to hold out on the mediums? How wet is it going to get It looks like the rain is starting to come down heavily already. It looks like it is going to be wet finish. Joel is going to go. Joel had got it right. He said it was going to rain. He no longer has a second faith. It has slid off the egg. And yeah, look.
I don't think McKenna will.
Is McKenna about to win this race with the perfect strategy call, taking the big gamble? Tenari gets a 3-second time penalty as well. He might end up P2 here, Tenari. It depends on what happens here. Is there enough time on the intermediates? We've got a yellow flag there, and it is Papa Dimitriou, I believe, who has spun in the chicane, and he's spun again. He's struggling on those slick tyres. What is Danico going to do? Is he coming into the pits? He is, and Justin That Racer stays out. Justin That Racer is taking the big gamble that he can get this car to the end on the slick tyres. Danico pits. Where is he going to come out in relation to McKenna? This is the big question. We've been waiting for this the entire race. It's going to start pouring it down, says Leslie. And it is heavy rain that is due. Look at the track, already very wet. Anybody who stays on the slicks is going to have a real tough time of this. It's going to be very difficult to get things going. It looks like McKenna coming down the pit straight now is not going to get Danico. Danico coming out of the pit. Is he going to get him? It looks like Danico gets the position and keeps and holds on to P1. As it stands, a 5-second time penalty for Papa Dimitriou for speeding in the pit lane. I imagine he's about to retire as he comes in. But maybe he just couldn't get the car stopped in these slick conditions. Look how wet the track is getting already. Maybe Danico has got this spot on. He's taking the lead over McKenna. Is Justin That Racer? Can he get this car to the end? Everybody maybe is going to stay out. All these guys on these fresh mediums are maybe going to try and get this to the end. But Danico, 5-second gap to AR Gamer on the hards, and it looks like it's coming down very fast. But 2 laps remaining. Is there enough time to get past these guys? But if these guys start slipping and sliding all over the place and struggling to keep control of the car, it's going to be very easy to get past. But maybe they're going to collect some of these guys on the intermediates as they slip and slide all over the place. Kitty says it's so tense. It is very tense. Who knows what's going to happen here? I can't keep up with it all.
That is closing the gap with our gamer, but does he have the time to overtake all the guys if they stay out?
We're on to the final lap. Justin That Racer just crossed the line. He's taking the big gamble. Justin That Racer, if this pays off for him. Kiko also took the gamble. Christian taking a gamble as well. Christian actually about to lose out to a Daisy. No, they're still trying to race on slicks in the wet conditions. A Daisy gets side by side, but they're all both spinning all over, slipping around like a drunk dad on ice. It's unbelievable, this stuff, what's going on here. McKenna manages to get past Ocean Chief. Ocean Chief's just giving up the position quite easily there by the looks of things. These guys looking to get their thing, but this is the final lap. This is the final lap as the dry runners are flying all over the place. They're struggling hard as Danico gets past Copy like he's not there. Look at the grip difference here in these tyres. Is Justin making this right mistake? Has he made the right call? Danico now up to P5, 4.5 seconds to go, but we're on the final lap. He's got a big gap
He has
there.
half a lap to overtake everybody. He has half a lap.
What is going to happen here? Danico, has he bottled the win again? Who knows? He's catched them up already. He's caught them up. It's 4-second gap that he's managed to catch up. The Daisy just gives the position up. He knows he can't fight it. Is this going to go down to the final corners? Look at that. Look how quick Danico is as he gets past Christian now. Is he going to be able to get the first front two as well? It's going to come down to the wire. Justin That Racer has taken a massive gamble. Look at the speed difference here. It's into the final corner. Oh my word. What amazing racing is final. Round the outside he goes. And look at this. He taps the touch. He's not giving it up. Danico gets the position and gets the win. Unbelievable stuff.
Oh my god.
Unbelievable win from Danico. Oh my days. What racing was that, Danico? You legend. You absolute legend. What an amazing race. Justin That Racer took a massive gamble. It almost paid off. McKenna gets P2. Danico wins the race with in unbelievable fashion. I can't believe what I've just witnessed. Absolute amazing scenes in Hungaroring. Oh my god, I am speechless.
The last lap is for highlights. The last lap is for highlights.
My days, oh my days, what a race. I am tingling. That might just be because I haven't eaten most of the day and I'm oh my days, what an exciting race. Ocean Chief gets driver of the day. from the game, but I have to give it to Danico. He did everything right today. Drive of the day for me for sure. And Justin, that racing wasn't giving that up in the final corner. There was a bit of contact. I bet you anybody Danico went
I wouldn't give
which
up
way.
the place either. I wouldn't give up the place either. I would fight for it. Last corner.
Oh my word. That was entertaining, I have to say. That was very entertaining. As we'll get the game loaded up now for the results. Otherwise, Daddy might just drive all the way to Newcastle to slap me. So, 2 DNFs, Tilda and Joel. 3 safety cars. I'm not sure what caused that last safety car. I can't remember. I think it was Tilda that caused the last one. And yeah, points for Tipsy Bob. His first of the season. He finally did it. But it's only 1. And Chief has 6 or 7. So
and he almost lost the place from Magenta at the last corner. Because he was fighting Justin.
Yeah, McKenna would have said it as well, but it would have been a harsh one. But that would have still allowed Danico to take a step forward in the championship as well. But Danico, we've got to get that man in for an interview. That was amazing, I have to say. That was absolutely unreal. Interviews. Let's get the man in himself if we can. Can we get Danico in for an interview?
That's why we have.
In the paddock.
I believe we have the best league because of these races right now.
Oh my word! So please, guys, get into the interview room. We need to interview people. We need to interview Danico. What a finale that was! And oh my days, Ocean Chief P11, very sad. But yeah, good recovery from him after an early spin, early doors. Tipsy Bob Alien says McKenna in the general chat. But please, guys, get into interviews. We need those interviews. My God, what an exciting finale to that race there, Babalas. Can you believe we just saw what we saw?
I didn't think everybody would give up the position like that.
I don't think they had a choice, to be honest. Those intermediates were so much quicker. I mean, the man made up but more than 10 seconds in that lap over Justin, I believe. We've got Icewind there, ready for an interview. Let's get him in there. So Icewind, a decent result in the end, but maybe the wrong call at the end there as well. You stayed out on the slicks, I believe, did you not?
Sorry, I need to... One moment.
No problem.
Yeah, sorry, I'm here now. I was struggling with my push to talk for a little bit there, but yeah, yeah, I think pace was about what I was expecting to be, like 8 or something like that, or fighting for that anyway. Then, yeah, maybe the lack of practice got showed a bit, so I picked up a few penalties, and then at the end, just the wrong call, staying on those mediums. I figured it doesn't get wet so quickly, but yeah, it did, and then I just got overwhelmed on the final lap completely. So yeah, but sort of a fun race anyway, in my opinion.
Yeah, it certainly was a very, very entertaining finish. If you didn't see what was going on ahead of you, those final laps, all those gambles that paid off, didn't pay off, and I mean, Danico side through that field like a knife through paper. It was unbelievable. But you definitely had some decent pace today, and definitely had a couple of battles going on there as well. Did you have any overtakes on track? It's a difficult track to overtake on Hungarian Ring for sure.
I think I overtook maybe just a couple of cars or something, but yeah, just some fighting maybe at the restarts and at the start of the race, but otherwise it was just sort of trying to hang on. So I was a little bit in the no man's land regarding pace, because the queue ahead of me was going like a tiny bit quicker than me, so I was sort of draining my battery to keep there, and then eventually I ran out, and then I sort of dropped out of that DRS train and was just sort of driving on my own. Then a couple of safety cars later, yeah, it was just touch and go if it's gonna sort of rain quickly enough or not. But yeah, I just made the wrong call today. That's it. No points.
when you saw that you knew the rain was coming, I imagine from the start, because Joel told us after he caused the first safety car that the rain was going to come. After so many safety cars as well, it was almost nailed on that it was going to come as well. But did you think that it just wasn't going to come that heavy, or did you think maybe there's not enough time?
That was the gamble. I gambled that it won't come that heavy. I think ADSA did the same thing, and we paid the price for that. So yeah, that's just what happened. I think if we didn't get the second safety car, we probably would have never gone on the Inters. But yeah, that's how it was today.
I mean, it was so unbelievably tight at the front. Danico and McKenda overtook just in that race in the final corner after making up maybe 10-12 seconds on that final lap as well. It was unbelievably fast compared to the slicks. How hard was it to control the car on those slicks as well? Because a lot of people did make it to the end. I thought maybe there was going to be more crashes.
Yeah, the final lap was really like driving on ice with those slicks. It was really bad, and I was like half spun about 3 times or something. But yeah, I think even if I would have kept it on track, I wouldn't have got a point today because of those 6 seconds of penalties. So yeah, I don't know. Onward, I guess. I don't even know what is the next track. I've just sort of decided to come back after Meepo gave up his seat, and I figured like I'm gonna be home after all. I'm not gonna travel for work as much as I was supposed to in the next 2 months, so I should be here for most of the races. So yeah,
Spain next. So
yeah.
It's an interesting track. We've obviously got the old version because they're going to change it again this year, I believe, to get rid of that little chicane that everybody hates at the end. But how do you feel about Spain? It's always been a hit and miss track for me.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't like it, but personally, I think it's okay, and I think I've always done relatively well there. It's I don't know about this game, but we'll see, I guess. To be perfectly honest with you, I would say like the front 8 is really fast, so I'm gonna struggle hard to break into let's say the top 8.
I suppose if that's the case, then maybe you should just riffing off the top of my head kind of thing. Maybe you should drop a little bit of your pace, because it's not going to help you catch them anyway. You can't gain that. You can't gain the pace. Maybe drop a little bit pace. You may be a little bit cleaner on the penalty side of things and less incidents. But telling a race driver to not race at the limits is always different. it's always like screaming. It was isn't it? So.
Today also like every warning was from the same corners. I think I don't know. Maybe I could have done something on the setup to make it a bit more pointy in the turn 4. I couldn't.
Just about to ask, was it turn 4 by any chance?
Yeah, I just couldn't get the nose in today, so that's where I got all the warnings. I don't think I got a warning anywhere else, so it's just that one corner. But yeah, we'll see what I can do for Spain.
Certainly will, but we'll let you go. Enjoy the rest of your evening and get some practice in for Spain. And yeah, glad to see that you're not travelling so much, because everybody thinks travelling for work's great fun and all the rest of it, and it's a nightmare now.
Yeah, it's not as glamorous as some people may think, but yeah, I just want to say at the end, like, congrats to Tipsy Bob. He got 1 point today. I think that's a good effort after all the all the stuff that he went through in this race as well. So yeah,
I'm about to drag him into an interview because nobody else seems to want to turn up.
Yeah,
I'm sure he won't mind. But thank you very much for your time, Icewind.
Thank you.
Take care. So yeah, we'll drag in Tipsy Bob because he's always good for a long chat and nobody else is turning up for an interview. But finally, a point in Tier 1 after all of the hassle and bullying I've been doing. It all paid off, and I take full credit, of course.
Well, I actually thought I was in the interview channel, but anyway, that's my old eyes kebab, you know.
Well, I made fun of you for being old as well. So, when you watch this race back, you're not going to be best pleased with me with talking about your snot-coloured helmet and you being as old and worn out as your tyres and things like that.
Well, listen, I'm thick skinned. I can take it. Don't worry. First of all, I don't give a shit. Oh, shit. I'm not supposed to swear. I don't give a damn if people don't like my helmet. All right? I'm talking about my race. I'm talking about my racing helmet, not my other helmet. All right? Because ever since I first started Formula One racing online many years ago, everyone was designing their little helmets and stuff, and I said I could not be bothered with all this designs. I like the color lime green. Just give me a lime green helmet, and I've used it ever since. So there you go. That's the first thing. So it's my trademark. If you ever want to find me on track, It's the lime green helmet.
I thought
No.
it was the sideways car that gave it away, but never mind. No, you carry on.
Well, normally, see the abuse I have to get here, Dallas. It's ridiculous. 5 or 6 years of this. Anyway, listen. Normally Hungary is a really good track for me. I freaking love it. These technical tracks, street tracks, Baku, Singapore, Monaco, these kind of guys, these kind of tracks, I love them, right? A lot. But it's no surprise to people. I've been very vocal. I really struggle with the traction in this year's game. I'm really frightened. Hang on, I can hear myself back from the TV downstairs. Hang on. There we go. Sorry, Kitty's watching. What was I saying there? Yes. So I did the tier 2 race yesterday, lads, and oh my god, that was horrific. I hated every moment of it. It actually gave me a headache. I was really struggling. No assists in the wet. But it was good practice. Today I was doing 17.5s qualifying time. Then I was on the DMs with my man Dan, and basically told Dan I'm struggling with my setup. He gave me a few pointers. I tweaked my setup a little bit, and lo and behold, I did a 16.6 in quality, and I was like, happy days. P11, good position. So historically for me, lads, I usually get taken out lap 1 from somebody hitting me from behind. Thankfully, it didn't. I got left into clear air, well, not clear air, but I was left, a gap behind me. Alas, I was able to try and keep up with the guys ahead, and I was using quite a lot of ERS as the first stint, because I really wanted to stay into the DRS, but the guys they're just too fast. So then it became a battle with Fox and a bit of our gamer fighting as well, but mostly Fox was my main competitor, and we were jumping each other in the pits. He ran wide and I would pass him, and then he would get past me, and then he'd run wide and I'd pass him, and then he'd get me in the pit. So it was a good fun race. Anyway, I'm waffling on here. I got my mediums on. I was feeling pretty quick in the mediums. Then that safety car came. Not the safety car, sorry. Then it started to rain. And I thought, damn it. Because it is my Achilles heel. Chief knows me very well. He knows rain is my Achilles heel. I really cannot race in the wet races. But there's only, 2 laps to go, 3 at most. And I have, in the past, lads, I have gambled and stayed out and thinking it's only 2 laps, but it never works, right? So Dan Mann was up ahead of me, and he went into the pits first. I got the notification, teammates in the pits, and I thought, well, look, if Dan the Man's going in, surely if I go in, it'll work too. So I went into the pits, gambled, because I think it was P7, no penalties either. Gambled on the pit, came out. I think I came out P13. Held off Shaq. Shaq didn't fight me too much. And then it was just trying to nail it, lads, for 2 laps. Our gamer didn't pit. Chief didn't pit. And I was worrying that I wouldn't catch them. But then I caught our gamer. And then suddenly, who did I see up ahead? My nemesis, Ocean Chief, on mediums on the second last corner. Oh my god, lads, it was awesome. Thankfully he left a wee bit of room for me because I was getting tight. And then Ice seemed to be struggling. I don't know what was wrong with him, but he had a time penalty anyway. I thought I was going to get Copy as well because he had a time penalty, but alas, it wasn't to be, lads. But I got P10 and it's well overdue.
A first point as well for the season, but you're still quite a way behind Ocean Chief in terms of the tier 1.5 championship. He's currently leading that by the looks of things with 6 points.
Listen. Kebab. You've covered a lot of these races, and you would have seen that in most of the races, I have been ahead by a good bit on course to score good points. But beyond my control, things happen and I get taken out. And because Chief's kind of ranging at the back there, he just drifts past. Alas, where Chief got his points was in Australia. Note, I was actually right behind Dan and Mac in Australia, going to get good points. So Chief actually got my points in Australia, which means effectively, if I hadn't been killed, and I haven't been killed in a couple of other races, I would be winning the 1.5 tier championship.
And of course, I had absolutely nothing to do with anything that happened in Australia or any problems that happened in Australia or anybody getting killed in Australia. Nothing to do with me at all. I didn't have anything to do with that. You getting killed either by causing a safety car or anything like that. Nothing at all to do with me. So, moving swiftly on.
You weren't even there, Kebab. So I mean,
Exactly. I wasn't there. We've got some fans in chat as well saying, your monologues are legendary these days in in SLR. And I highly recommend you watch the end of this race back as well, because the entertainment factor was through the roof as well. But we've got Christian, poor wee Christian, waiting in the wings for his interview, and he had a cracking race as well. So I'm going to cut you off.
Before you go, I just want to say I will most certainly watch it back, because I often say, Kebab, I think you're one of the best commentators we've got going, and Babel is supporting you. You just make a really great team. So good job, lads.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, mate.
All right, I'll hop off and let you get on to Christian.
No worries. Have a good one. So, final interview then, Christian. A fantastic race for you in the end. Things, I don't know, so much was going on at the end. I cannot remember for the life of me whether you gambled on the dries or gambled on the intermediates. So let's start there. Which tyre did you finish on?
I've finished on the softs one, medium, sorry.
The mediums, okay. So, not bad race in the end. We did see some very tight racing between you and, I believe it was a Daisy in the final stint there as well. Big send down into turn 12. Talk us through that.
I was a bit, I don't know. I was making dumb mistakes. I was a bit, what do you say, pissed off. So I just, I don't know, sent it because I had nothing to lose really. And
I mean,
yeah,
you could have got a big penalty. You might get a penalty for swearing on the stream. Please don't. But yeah, big points. You got points in the end, did you not? You finished somewhere.
P6.
P6. So the gamble paid off for some people, not so much for others. But maybe if you'd have gone to the intermediates, you might have been able to get P3 or something like that. But
yeah.
We'll never know. But safety cars galore and lots of restarts. You did well to stay in it, really. You seem to have the pace, really. But these guys ahead of you, McKenna, Danico, Kiko, Justin, and the like, they've just got that little bit extra by the looks of things. They're maybe just a couple of tenths quicker lap on lap every time by the looks of things. But you've got to say, for your first season in Tier 1, you've got to be very pleased with where you are.
Yeah, yeah, it could have been way worse, of course, but I always want to win or do something better.
Certainly, but I mean, the guys that you're racing against, though, it's no shame to lose to these guys, and getting great points every week in this tier is no easy feat. And you're beating some of the top guys from previous years. You're talking to Nari, Copy, Meepo, Chief, Icewind. You're beating these guys week in, week out as well. So you've got to take some confidence from that for sure.
I appreciate it.
So Spain next time out, how do you feel about that track?
Oh gosh, it's been a minute since I've driven that, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah. Wondering whether or not we're going to be able to get the non-chicane version as well. But yeah, I mean, at the moment you're currently P6 in the championship, and we've lost Rookie, so you've overtaken him at least to go up to P5. Is a top 5 finish your aim this season? What is your aim for the championship?
Yeah, probably top 5, yeah.
Right, good stuff. Well, you're on course for that. You've got a big battle going on with Loff at the moment. He's missed today, but I'm sure he'll be back before long as well. And issues ahead of you, and people missing races could cause you to gain more positions for sure. But what I say finally, congratulations on doing so well so far in Tier 1, and long may it continue.
I'll see you next time.
Thank you. Take care. Bye bye. So, there we have it.
Exciting race. Very exciting race.
Yeah, I mean, what a finish. I mean, I'm very disappointed we couldn't interview Danico. It would have been brilliant to hear his thoughts.
You know he's shy. You know he's shy.
But he's got family commitments. He has got his nephew's birthday to get on with, and obviously he didn't care enough about his nephew to not race today. I mean, some things are more important than nephews, let's face it. But yeah, what an amazing race. He did say in the chat, like, GG to Justin, McKenna and Kiko, race long battle, love it. So that's his contribution or his interview over, I guess, in and out. But what an amazing decision from him. He took a big gamble to go on the intermediates. The gamble paid off, and what a finish we had to that race. It was absolutely amazing entertainment, was it not?
It was, and that's what the stuff of Tier 1 is. It's made of people that can do the unthinkable.
Yeah, I mean that was definitely unthinkable. It was unbelievable watching that unfold and seeing how quick he was catching and whether or not he was going to get him. And then in the final corner of the final lap, both McKenna and Danny Koch do it as well, kind of thing. And McKenna obviously took the gamble earlier as well, and maybe could have got the win if he jumped Danny Koch in the pits also. But McKenna took that gamble really early. But we shall love everybody and leave them. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, we'll. It's been a pleasure commentating with you once more, Babalas, the best co-commentator out there by a long way. So thank you.
Thank you very much for your kind words, mate.
No worries. You enjoy the rest of your day, and everybody else enjoy your rest of your days as well. Have a good one.